So we're going to slowly move through the desert area from north to south. And we're just going to try to slowly push that bear this way. So you guys are going to have to give that bear some room.
Whatever you do, don't turn and run. The bear can certainly run faster.
He's large enough, he can probably take care of himself.
What? Everybody's welcome in Key West.
On the way down to Key West, we realized that we were in for a serious weather event. And I had confidence because we were scheduled to fish with some of the best guides I've ever known. But the weather was certainly going to be a big issue, and we were really not even sure we could get out. But bear's bear, and I'm stubborn as heck, so we decided to go anyways. What's up, Big Bear?
What's up, baby?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Sorry, the weather's
I'd expect nothing less. But,
yeah, you know.
I've known Bear for decades, and I mean, his reputation precedes him. He is the quintessential bear. I mean, there is no other way to put it. You never know at any given time what is going to come out of his mouth.
Dude, get off my nipples. The wind's blowing on them. Right one's bigger than the left. You see that? Then my wife got pregnant. I gained 40 pounds, never lost any. I think I put on 10 after that too.
Nice. Super excited to be fishing with Bear. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And our plan was to go out west. To go west in the bay boat because the inclement weather pushed in and we had very little options. We're just hoping to get something to bite the line so that we can just start the day.
Key West has changed a lot over the years. We've got a lot more water activity, people down here, a lot more, jet ski tours, fun sightseeing tours and stuff, a lot more boat traffic. So, fish have actually started to behave a little different than they used to. Just getting run over all the time and stuff like that. So makes the fishing a little bit tougher, but they're still here and they still chew.
It quickly became evident that a west wind meant extremely dirty water in Key West. Losing grass flats in deeper water means that the silt can just easily get pushed around by wind. And right away you could see that that water coming in from the west was whited out by silt in the column that wasn't going to dissipate anytime soon.
It used to get like this.
Yeah.
It's not shrinking that bad. Now it's getting a lot dirtier, a lot faster than it used to.
Well, this is the example of why we have to start now to try to protect this fishery, because this is what happened where I live. If we had a major wind event like this, one cycle will clean out. Now it takes weeks.
Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier. It's like, man, weeks versus like a tide cycle. You know what I mean?
Weeks, because there's nothing to clean it. We knew it was going to be tough, and that's kind of the joke of the day. But I wasn't going to give up a day with Bear, and we just made the best of it. We set up in an area where we potentially have some tarpon coming down the line, and nothing was really happening for a while. So I made a few casts with a mid-level twitch bait, and I was able to get the cootis to play. Oh. Got him.
Need some pliers?
Nah, I got him. There we go. Oh.
I saw him, he ate it. See you later. Little barracuda. They like that little Yozuri, huh? You got him? Take that. Professional release.
As we suspected, the fishing was more than tough, and we were literally just happy to catch a couple barracudas. Like in any tight fishing community, when the weather's really bad, it's just a really good excuse for all the fishermen to get together and have a good time.
This place to me, man, I live 2 blocks from where we're sitting right now. And when my kid leaves the house in the boat, he thinks it's in his backyard. He's like, oh, right, woo, my backyard, Just want it to be here for him, like we all had it.
If we don't have clean water down here, I don't know how to be an accountant. I don't know how to do that. I didn't go to school for that. My school was down here pushing a skiff around.
My livelihood isn't tied to the water like your guys is. It's something I've been on my whole life. I've fished my whole life, and I respect and want to see it improve.
We're very fortunate to have really clean water, a lot of tidal flow and stuff like that, so we don't have some of the issues that the water is experiencing in the upper part of the state.
I'm thankful that the water down here is good. and the economy is good, and the tourists come, and it's a lot of fun down here.
There's a disconnect what we do from what a lot of people do in life, so it's hard to explain like our passion to other people. You remove the fish from this fishery and you know, you don't really have much.
I've got people from South Dakota and Russia one day and then the next, and they just, oh, this is beautiful. Yes, it was a lot more beautiful a few years ago too.
Like, I hear back in the day stories all the time, and I'm sick of back in the day stories. Today is going to be back in the day story sooner or later if we don't do something right now and step up. There are a lot of people depending on us. There's a lot of families and salaries depending on us. There's people that, I mean, I've been guiding people for 20-something years now that expect to see me every year. What do we do? If this changes, what do we do?
It was very refreshing to see that all the guides understood that we have to start taking care of the water right now. And they were more than happy to share their experience and why the water is so important to them.
This segment is brought to you by Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Florida Sportsman Watermen is sponsored in part by these fine companies.
So the front finally moved through. And we still have some heavy winds, but we have blue skies, clean water finally, and I get to get out with my good buddy, Brandon Sear. Brandon is a lifelong guide, comes from a long line of guides, and he knows this water like the back of his hand.
Well, based off of our tides today, we're going to try to go for the slam would be the ultimate goal, obviously, anybody coming down to the Keys. That's kind of the idea.
Sounds good, man.
Sounds good on paper, right?
Yeah. Let's go make it happen.
Let's do it, buddy. Fishing in my family is everything. It's our entire lifestyle. It's how we make money. It's our passion. It's really just our entire lives are based around it. My grandfather owned a fish market down here. I mean, that's how my mom met my dad. My dad was a fisherman and worked the fish market. Our great uncle actually started fishing down here, and he, I think, brought the first marlin to Charter Boat Row in 1945. Yeah, and so all my uncles guided. My brother's a guide. It's kind of one of those things that it's our escape from the real world, but at the same time, we get to make a living doing it.
So Brandon set us up on an edge of a flat where the rock bottom met the grass. This is a perfect situation for permit because they're looking for crabs at all times. And as we're going down, I see this one off-color area. Looks like it might be an abandoned crab trap, but then just as I was about to write it off, I could see one edge of it move off a little bit, and you can see there were two permit there.
Did he eat it?
Nope. Yeah, he ate it.
There he goes. Yeah, buddy. Good job, Benny.
Had to feed him.
Yeah. That was awesome. That's cool. He like tailed up on it and everything. Yeah, this goes to show what makes permit so special.
Yeah.
Even with live crabs, you can do everything right, and that fish is such a moody, particular fish. They're going to do whatever they want.
They want it a certain way, and that's it.
Yep.
And that certain way changes every time you make a cast.
Now, you would have thought in that murkier water that he would have just crushed it as soon as he saw it, but he definitely thought about it long and hard.
Sometimes getting a permit just to bite is a difficult situation. And once you have it, then the pressure's on. This permit didn't like the look of the boat or the net one bit. And there were several times we had him close to the boat, he'd have one look at the net, and he was gone.
Oh, nice try.
He went upside down and then got right and poof, gone. It is chaos in the boat because you have to have the angles, you have to keep the fish tight, the fish runs, and this fish is smart. All you're trying to do is stay tight and keep that hook in his mouth.
She's not like that net at all. That's crazy.
That's a
she's
short
got
run,
so
though.
much like.
Yeah, she's pissed. She's like, I knew I shouldn't eat that crab.
Yeah.
I knew it.
God damn it. This permit's gonna be a pure shrimp eater after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, dude. Yes.
All right.
That's
Bring
how
it
you
on
do
this
it.
side over here.
Yep. That's a nice permit.
Oh man. Right, perfect in the corner of the mouth where it's supposed to be.
Look at the leader. It's just destroyed. She wasn't throwing that hook. Right in the cartilage.
Awesome.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
dude.
man, I'm glad we got to get you down here to do this.
The hardest species in a slam is the permit, and now we finally have one. We're in the Gulf of Mexico, west of Key West, in some of the most beautiful flats that I have ever seen. And the last thing you want to see out here is plastic floating in the water. Photodegrading is a process for all plastics because they do not biodegrade. It's caused by excessive heat in the sun. And then it eventually breaks into little pieces, becomes really brittle, breaks into little pieces and spreads all over the bottom and on the reefs, and the little microorganisms eat it, and then the fish eat them, and then the bigger fish eat them, and then we eat them. It's a major problem for everyone involved. And I know that we're not the only guides out there picking up plastic today. Guys like my buddy Will Benson do it every single day.
I think we always take moments throughout the day to try to pick up whatever trash that we can, and I keep it on the dock to remind myself and to remind my clients sometimes, you know, when we're out there, how important it is to pick trash up. And it always can, you know, just change the luck too. You know, you need your luck changed, you need another spot to happen or something good to happen, just go pick up a piece of trash. It's the best thing you can do for yourself.
Yes! Oh, man!
Gotta talk him into it today.
Man, he's on a mission.
My wife this year challenged me and said, you know, you're kind of a hypocrite, Will. You preach all this stuff about plastics, and you're still using those single-use plastic bottles, and you know, Costa's giving you those aluminum bottles. So how can you come home every night talking about this when you're just a hypocrite? And she was right. So for this year, I've completely eliminated plastic bottles. I fill up my aluminum cans. I go the extra distance. So I don't know. I mean, you can preach it all you want, but unless you practice it, you know, who's gonna listen? It's up to all of us. If we're gonna make a difference, each and every one of us has to change a little bit about the way we live our lives to care just a little bit more. That's how real change happens.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, dude.
2/3, we're almost there.
2/3. So Brandon got his bonefish. We handled them properly and released him really happy, and he took off the flat. Now it's my turn to go catch a bonefish.
This segment is brought to you by Hells Bay Boat Works, the world's finest shallow water skiffs. Florida Sportsman Watermen is sponsored in part by these fine companies.
Man, Key West, it's like, you know, it's its own special place, man. It's Skull Island, you know? Cuyahoga, whatever you want to call it. Lots of stuff to do. You know, you go down Duval Street, watch all the crazy people do the stuff that they do. They probably think the same thing about me, but it is what it is. A little different kind of crazy, I guess. Everybody is accepted in Key West, man. You know, it's a great place. Everybody's generally really cool, peaceful, and happy to be here. All that stuff exists, you know, because of the water that's here. And I mean, Key West was built and became what it is because of the water and what surrounds the place, you know?
Crushed it. Oh man, that was like 15 or 20 of them. You see that? They're just sitting there. That was crazy. Look at the whole school right here behind me.
Oh my God.
Look at them all.
This industry is constantly evolving. And one of the coolest evolutions I've seen in my lifetime is that the fishermen are starting to rely on science for better fish handling and management of our fisheries.
We have to protect the fish we have remaining to make sure they're able to be caught again. There's three really straightforward things to follow for catch and release. The science shows it really improves survival for bonefish, tarpon, and permit. The one is minimize fight time if you can. Use heavy gear, get them in past the sharks, get them in fast so they're not tired. The sport fishing game, you know, fit and fighting on 2-pound tests, it's cool, but that's damaging.
Oh, he's on it. Yeah!
Also, don't take them out of the water if you can. For bonefish, if you take them out of the water for over 90 seconds, that increases their mortality, or the chances of dying basically doubles. And if the fish swallows a hook, it's best just to cut the line and don't try to dig it out of their throat or waste more time with the fish in your hands. So those three things can really improve how our fishes are released and how their chances of being caught again.
All right, buddy. Have a good day. Yeah.
Good job, man.
Yeah, man,
Good
this
job.
is fun.
Heck yeah.
Join us for this week's On the Conservation Front as we dive deeper into critical water issues facing the state. Florida Sportsman has been leading the fight on the conservation front lines for over 50 years.
A beautiful day at the beach can turn out disappointing if the place is littered with plastic. What's worse is those plastics are broken down into microplastics, which are ingested by marine animals, including fish, causing internal injuries and sometimes death. Fears are that when we consume those animals, plastic toxins and chemicals are passed on to our bodies. Let's join Alex Schwartz, co-founder of 4Ocean, whose mission is to stop the global ocean plastic crisis. Alex, what are microplastics and why are they such a problem?
Microplastics are plastics that started out as a large piece of plastic, and then the sun's UV rays break them down and they become very brittle. And what happens is the wind, the waves, and the tide break this plastic up into tiny particles. And the reason why they're so dangerous is because animals are ingesting them, and they are incredibly hard to recover, and these plastics do not break down. So they are ending up in the ocean, and it is ruining the environment.
What is 4Ocean doing to battle plastic pollution?
So 4Ocean is taking two approaches, both a proactive and a reactive approach. The reactive approach is our captains and crews that are out there 7 days a week cleaning up the plastic that exists in the ocean. The proactive approach is utilizing the brand of 4Ocean and social media to educate and influence people on what they can do to change their habits and their plastic consumption to not have as much of an impact and have that much plastic ending up in the ocean.
What can boaters, fishermen, and the general public do to help pitch in with your efforts?
Well, what the fishermen can do and the everyday consumer is changing their habits. You know, consuming plastic on an everyday basis is what's really causing the problem. And by using that reusable bottle, bringing in reusable cutlery, cutting down the amount of plastic bags that they're using from the grocery store, it can have an absolute massive impact on the amount of plastic that's ending up in the landfills and quite possibly in the ocean.
This segment is brought to you by Yozuri, fish the best.
After that front push through, we were extremely blessed with a little bit lighter winds and some sunlight, which allowed us to see fish well. This morning we caught a nice big permit and a few big bonefish. All we needed for our Key West slam was a tarpon.
We pulled up and just had the most textbook situation you could have imagined. These two fish are coming down real slow at me. Benny was on the push. The lead fish sped up and there was no hesitation. Just absolutely sucked it in.
Got it. Yes. Nice work, dude. Spit it. Yes.
I was able to get a couple little sticks on them and the fish went off to the races. Unfortunately, on one of the jumps, the fish, before I could get to the reel and get a good short jab in, the fish jumped out to the right. There was kind of a bow in the line, which a lot of times that happens. It doesn't matter how much you bow at them, they're gonna throw the fly. But at the end of the day, I got to get a cool little jump and a fun little hook set. My hands were shaking for about 20 minutes after that.
We get to the last spot, and Brandon insists that I get on the bow. And I feel like a fish out of water on the bow, but here I am, with fly rod in hand, and the wind's blowing in our face, and we're trying to catch tarpon.
He's moving to right. Hey, you're just behind him, straight.
Oh, I see him.
All right, the wind's got me. Slow, wait.
The sun was going down, and our light was going away. And in this area, we had a good mix of small fish and big fish. Some fish were rolling, some fish were blowing up on bait, some fish were laid up, and we had a few shots. Just the wind wasn't working with us, and it made it extremely difficult.
See him?
Yep. Can we slide you a little bit closer?
No, you're good.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. Oh, that's fantastic.
He ate it right as I was coming
I know,
off the
you were
grass.
literally picking up to make another cast.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was following it, and that little bit of a speed change got him all amped up.
Yep.
He might be little, but in my mind, he's 100 pounds right now.
Heck yeah.
This is that size, likes to come in quick and just absolutely
And then go crazy.
beat the crap out of you at the side of the boat.
Right.
That leader touch?
I got leader.
That's officially a slam, right?
Yeah, buddy.
IGFA?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, buddy. Good job.
Here, listen.
Oh. What a great little fish. Go ahead, wear him out for me a little bit.
I'm going to.
Where's he at? Uh-oh.
I got him.
Underneath, yep. Yeah, he's gonna give me a little face wash for sure.
Whoa!
I love him.
Here I am with a slam. And I don't think I've caught a slam since I was maybe 15 years old. And I'm a fishing guide, I'm on the back of the boat. So this was super special for me. And to have my buddy Brandon push me to it was pretty awesome. And I'm really grateful for the day.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir. Good job, bud.
Slam, man.
Thanks for
That's
that.
awesome.
That was great.
Woo! One of the cool things that stood out to me in Key West was that all of the top guides understand that their voice is power, that they are the stewards of their water. Even in a fishery who hasn't been extremely affected by major water issues, the voice of the recreational and commercial fishermen is extremely important. The water is crucial to the environment in Key West, like it is in every single fishery in the state of Florida. If we start taking care of it now, it'll be there for many generations to come.